I'm going to stall for a few minutes. And if you are one of the people that just emailed me and said there was no link in the email, thank you for doing that. I have had crazy technical difficulties trying to get this up and running. So I just sent out another email with the link in it. I'm going to wait a few minutes while I let everybody get on. So thank you for your patience. So do me a favor, if you can hear me okay, put something in the chat. Just let me know that the sound is okay and the video is okay, all right? Hey, Real Estate Whisperer, thank you. Eric, I'm so glad you're here. Yay, that's awesome. I'm putting on my old lady glasses now. My husband calls these my birth control glasses for obvious reasons. And I'm doing this from home. My dog is out in the backyard with my daughter. So if you hear any barking in the background, her job for the next 15 minutes is to keep the dog from barking. Okay, awesome, good. I'm glad you can hear it. While I'm stalling, let me tell you about my technical difficulties. So your real estate whisperer, Christina Smallhorn, is an angel and spent an hour with me on the phone this morning trying to get this to work because I was going to do a screen share. I was going to show you this presentation. For whatever reason, my computer just did not want to cooperate. So we're going live. It's just going to be me talking to you. And I might actually pull up my iPad and show you a couple of slides on the iPad if I really feel like I need some visual aids, but we're just winging it. And I've never gone live before on YouTube. I've gone live on Facebook, but never on YouTube. So this is a learning experience for me too. And you know, what's the worst that can happen, right? If you go live and you screw up, oh well. My first videos were awful, 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 awful. And yet I still got leads from them. So the moral of the story is to just start doing it, right? So yay, Noir says the link works. Cool, thank you. I need like a moderator to read all these messages because I can't talk and read at the same time. I'm getting a big echo. I don't know what to do about that. Everybody else said nice and clear. Sorry, D-Toms. I don't know. I'm not techie enough to troubleshoot. Marky Fee, hey girl. So Marky and I met virtually when I was still in the Atlanta market, and so is she, and got to know each other on Facebook. So Darlene, yay. Well, Darlene, if you could see the floor. Okay, so I'm going to show you the floor. Can you, see all that stuff? All I do is I just pick everything up off the desk and I put it on the floor and I record the video. And then I put it back on the desk and no one is the wiser because they're only filming from here up. So cool. It is 2 o'clock. So let's start. So thank you so much for everybody that is here. I can't even tell you how excited I am. For those of you that don't know me, let me give you my 2-second backstory. My name is Karen Carr. I am a real estate agent in Savannah. I have been licensed since 2005. I got licensed in Northern California when it was like at the very tail end of the good market. So I got licensed. The very first house I sold 3 weeks later was $769,000. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to be freaking rich. And then the market crashed. And I think I sold 2 or 3 houses my entire first year, 2 or 3 houses the second year. And I was thinking, what the heck am I going to do? I stumbled into REO for the next 6 or 7 years. All I did was REO listings. So anybody that's on this call from my market in Fairfield, California, you know that I was the REO queen. If there was a shitty listing in the area, it was my listing. And I woke up every morning to an email that said, here's your new listing. I had to do no prospecting. I did not do prospecting for like the first 10 years that I was in real estate. So then we decide we're going to move cross country to be closer to my family. And I get here and I'm like, okay, where are my listings? I'm just going to change all my zip codes in ResNet and Equator. And it was the tail end of the REO boom. There were no more. And I thought, I have no idea how to prospect. I don't know what I'm going to do. How am I going to find new business? So I tried calling FSBOs and expireds, hated it so much. And then I Googled how to find leads on Facebook. And I came across a website from Easy Agent Pro, who is a website host. I ended up signing up with them for my website. And they'd written a million blog posts and made a whole bunch of videos on content marketing. The whole idea is that you just give all the information freely with nothing expected in return. You're just giving the information, and the people that want it will come back to you out of law of reciprocity. And holy cow, did that start working like gangbusters. So I was blogging. I would write a blog post. People would find it. They would call me and say, hey, I'm ready to buy or sell in your market. Will you help me? But it takes a long time to write a really good blog post. So after a while, I thought, well, what if I made a video? So I was making videos. This is while I was living in Atlanta, with no consistency, no schedule, no rhyme or reason. I would just make a video when I thought I had something to talk about, and then I would post it when I had time. Then we decided we're going to move to Savannah, which is where my parents live. So we moved here. June 1st of last year was my first day in my new market. And we're still unpacking the moving van. Like literally, we've been in Savannah for 3 days, and I got the phone call that changed the entire trajectory of my career. And he said, hi, Karen, you don't know me, but I feel like I know you. My wife and I are going to sell our house in New York. We're moving to Georgia. Will you help us? And it was like, ding, ding, ding. You don't know me, but I feel like I know you because I've been watching all of your videos. So at that point, I thought, okay, I'm in a new market. I don't know anybody here except my mom and dad and like 2 other people. I've got nothing but free time, right? I don't have any money coming in, but I got to generate business. So I'm going to go all in on my YouTube channel. And at that point, it's kind of like when the student is ready, the teacher appears. All of these YouTube gurus started showing up on YouTube of how to grow a YouTube channel. Sunny Lenarduzzi, Nick Nimmin, Jessica Stansberry, all these people. And I just absorbed everything that they said and did what they said. And lo and behold, after 3 months of making a video every week on the same day of the week, I got a phone call that was a come list me phone call. I went over to his house to do my listing presentation, totally prepared that I was going to have to justify, like, why should you hire me over all my competition? I haven't lived here that long. I don't know the area as well. And I said, who else are you interviewing? And they said, nobody. Like, we picked you. Where do we sign? And then the next seller lead I got was the same thing. Then I started getting buyer leads. So at first they started rolling in, like, I think I got 1 after 3 months. And I think I got another 1 in the 4th month. And then I got 2 the following week. And it's kind of like a snowball rolling downhill. It just gathers momentum. The more authority you gain from your YouTube channel, the faster it starts happening. And now it's happening almost daily, where people call me and they go, oh my God, I can't believe you answered the phone. And I laugh and say, well, you called me. That's kind of how the phone works. And they say, no, I thought you would be so busy. Like, we're ready to buy a house. Do you have time to work with me? Like, are you taking on new clients? It's almost like, am I being punked? Is this a joke? Like, that's never happened to me. And since 2005, people don't ask, are you too busy to take my business? It's always been me fighting for the business. And now they're like handing me the business on a silver platter. So after many, many, many agents reached out to me and said, how are you doing this? I decided to make this course because I was spending hours on the phone every week and on Facebook Messenger answering questions. And I thought, so many people want to learn how to do this. And we're scattered all over the world. We're not necessarily competing with each other. Why not teach people how to do this? So hence the online course. So I'm going to go through my presentation real fast and just say, why YouTube? Because a lot of people are way into Facebook video, right? In my opinion, Facebook is fantastic for marketing to people who already know who you are. They are connected to your personal profile or your Facebook business page. They know who you are. For me, I was new in a new market. I didn't know anybody here. Like, all the people that I know on Facebook live in California, or they live in Atlanta, or they live in South Carolina, or they live anywhere else, or they're other real estate agents. So I didn't think that was really going to help me. But YouTube is brilliant for marketing to people who don't know who you are. And let's face it, there are far more people in the world who don't know who you are than people who do know you. When people are on YouTube, it's a search engine. It's not really a social media platform. It's a search engine. It's the second biggest search engine right behind Google, and Google owns YouTube. So if I make a really great video and somebody does a Google search for that subject, my video can show up on the first page of Google results. So not only am I being found on the first page of Google, but I'm also being found on the first page of YouTube search results. People watch the video, they get to know you. If they keep watching your videos, we can assume that they like you. And by the time they pick up the phone and call you, we can also assume that they trust you. They trust you, will do a good job for them, and that they think that you would be a good person to represent them. So that's why I chose YouTube as my given platform. It's free. I don't have to boost a post. I don't have to pay to play like on Facebook. Content marketing gets you really, really, really great leads. It is searchable. You know, people go on YouTube and they type in, how do I buy a house with no money down? How do I stage my house on a budget? How do I sell my home for top dollar? I mean, they're Googling these things. The people on Facebook might see your video as they're just scrolling through their news feed, but they weren't looking for real estate information. They just stumbled across the video in their news feed. These are people that are actively looking for the information. So they're motivated, they're ready, they're willing, they have a time frame. So I like attracting business rather than chasing it. And I got to say, one of the most fun things about this, two things actually. One is that you tend to attract people that have the same personality as you. So somebody who is very serious and numbers oriented, and like if you've done the disc profile, a high C, they're probably not going to relate to me very much. I'm a high I, and the people that call me are usually high I's. So when I meet them, I love them. We become best friends instantly. We want to go out to dinner on Saturday night. And it's fun working with these people because they're people like me. The second thing is that you become a little mini celebrity. So I recently met a buyer. He called me. We had a great conversation. He was going to move here from Indianapolis. And he said, I'm going to be there next weekend. Can we go see some houses with you? I said, absolutely. I met him and he's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And he hugged me. And I said, why are you so giggly? And he said, because you're a celebrity. I'm like, I am not a celebrity. I'm a real estate agent. I'm not famous. I don't have a show on HGTV, but their perception is that they're meeting like with a TV star. It's such an ego boost, right? And it's so cool that when you say, awesome, I loved working with you, I loved meeting you and I've given you my buyer consultation. Would you like to get started? Here is my buyer brokerage agreement. They sign it like that. Nobody says, no, I don't want to commit to an agent after they've just been like starstruck that they met with you. It's really awesome. So how do you get leads? The key is that you are treating your your video like a blog post. You have to figure out what are people searching for, because when they Google that search term, you want your video to show up. And that's what YouTube for Agents is all about. I'm going to teach you not only what equipment do you need, how do you film the video, how do you edit the video, what's the entire process, how often do I need to do it, but I'm also going to teach you how to do the keyword research so that you know what people are looking for and you can arrange for your video to be found in those search results. So in this course, here's what you're going to learn. I'm a cheapskate. Like if I can do it for free, I do it for free. I'm not going to tell you that you need to go out and buy a $700 DSLR camera. I'm just not going to do that. You can film on your smartphone. You can film on your iPad. You can use what you have. And if you want to upgrade over time, that's awesome. But it's like I got started for far less than $100 out of pocket. I'm going to tell you the equipment that you need, how to get over your fear of being on camera, because that's a big one for a lot of people. What kind of things to talk about, how often should you make your videos, how to film them, how to edit them, how to optimize them so that they get found, how to promote the videos when you're all done, and how to stay consistent once you start getting really busy, because you will. So how fast does this all work? Well, Google has to look at your channel and assign you a score for domain authority. It could take 6 months. It could take 6 weeks. It really all depends on how consistent are you? Are you picking good search terms? Are you really being faithful about doing it? Or do you skip a week every now and then because you just get too busy? So I can't really tell you how fast it will work, but I can tell you that I started doing it in June, and in September, I got my first lead. And now, like I said, I'm getting them almost daily. So it's like farming. You plant the seeds, you nurture the seeds, eventually you reap the rewards. It doesn't happen automatically, but you know what? It's so much more fun than calling FSBOs and expireds. I don't know about you, but I did not become a realtor so that I could be a telemarketer. That's just not my thing. I have done it and hated every minute of it. I would so much rather do this instead. So if I make the video and it takes a little while before the people start calling me, I'm okay with that. Because when they call me, like this lady called me, when was it? It was Monday evening. I answered the phone and she did the old, oh my God, I can't believe you answered the phone. I thought I was going to get your voicemail. We did that whole conversation. And she said, my husband and I have decided to move to Savannah. I have 4 kids. These are their names, and this is where they live. And we're going to move down there, and we're already pre-approved for this much, and this is what we want to buy. And of course, we want you to help us. Like, we wouldn't even think of anybody else. I mean, they've already decided that they want to work with me, and I haven't even met her. This was through one phone call. It's kind of like marketing to your sphere over and over and over again, only you don't know that you're doing it. I don't know how to explain it. It's amazing. When you get those kind of phone calls, awesome. I'm going to email you my buyer broker. You sign it and send it back. And then when you get to town, we'll start house hunting. Done. So I have so many signed buyer brokerage agreements right now. It's crazy. So I went from 18 subscribers when I first started in June of last year, and now I'm like 750 or something like that. Now I know that probably 600 of them are other real estate agents, but do I care? No. Because here's why. When you guys all watch the videos and you like and comment and share, those are positive signals to Google, the same way that they're positive engagement signals on Facebook and other social media platforms. So if YouTube is getting all of this feedback of, hey, people are watching this video and they like it, they have me show up higher in the search results. So now when you go on YouTube and you Google moving to Savannah, my video is in the #1 spot and it's had 5,000 views. I've never advertised that video. That's all just being found organically. I mean, it's crazy. So it won't happen overnight, but it will happen. So then I had a great little slide that said want proof, and I've got pictures of my clients, houses that I've sold, closings where we're all cheese holding the sold sign. And then I've got another slide that says you can get leads like these, and it's just screenshots of text messages, Facebook messages, emails, transcriptions of voicemails where they're saying, I came across your YouTube channel and it answered a lot of my questions. I'm in the Coast Guard. I will be PCSing to Savannah in the next few months. I've done a lot of research and blah, 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 blah. My credit score is this. I've applied for a loan. I'm waiting to hear back on how much the loan amount is. When I get to town, will you help me buy my first house? Why, yes. Yes, I will. So it's been awesome. So to wrap it all up, it's an online course format. It is technically it's 9 modules, but then I have a couple of different videos in some of the modules. It's roughly 2.5 to 3 hours worth of video content. I'm going to go through step by step what you need to do. My idea is that you don't watch the entire thing back to back and overwhelm yourself. Watch a video, do what it says. Watch the next video, do what it says. And if you need to go back and play it over and over again because it doesn't make sense, that's awesome. If you find that I am not being clear enough, please give me feedback because I want this to be a good course. And if it is too deep and you're not really understanding it, you need me to go over it in more layman's terms. I tried to make it in layman's terms, but I will happily do that again. So just give me feedback if you think it needs it. Each module is roughly 5 to 15 minutes long. Some are shorter. One is longer, the editing module. There's a lot to learn in editing and it takes longer, but most of them are like 5 or 10 minutes long. And then this is a one-time flat fee. There will be lifetime access to it. If I come out with revisions and I make stuff better and I re-record videos that were not clear, you'll have access to all of that stuff. So I am launching this. The price is going to be $297, but for the first 2 weeks, it's going to be 50% off. So I really want people to sign up for it, start taking it, get the value, start learning what to do. And if you sign up by July 31st, it's going to be $149, which I think is killer value because if you sell one house, that's like what, a 20x return on investment. So let me look at some of these comments and see if there was anything. Your hair looks great. Well, thank you, Laura. As a matter of fact, I got it done today, not because of this, because I'm going to Inman Connect next week and I'm going to be speaking on stage in front of 1,500 people about using YouTube and blogging and content marketing in general. So I had to get my hair done before I go on my trip. Oh my gosh. Savannah real estate guy. Awesome. Somebody local. Right on. Oh, thank you, Marky. You're always so giving, and that's why you're so blessed. I appreciate it. I majored in music. I was going to be an opera singer, and then I switched from performance to education because I really do love teaching, as I think you can tell. And I'm one of those people that when I find something that works, I want to tell everybody all about it. And there are even other agents in my own market center that are now starting to do this. Jill Crumpler, are you on here? You're killing it. And I'm not worried about it at all because everybody has a different personality. And like I said before, you will attract people to you that are of a similar personality. So, you know, I'll tell other people what I'm doing, and I'm not threatened by that. And I hope people will sign up. Brian Eastwood, I love you too. Abby, that's awesome. Yes, keyword information or keyword research. That is huge, huge, huge. So here's a good example. I was going to do one on how long does it take to buy a house. When I did my keyword research, I found that there was a good amount of search volume for that keyword. And keyword is the whole search phrase, not a single word. But there was a lot of competition for it. But how long does it take to close on a house? It gets 4,400 searches a month, and there was hardly any competition for it. I would never type in how long does it take to close on a house. But if there's no competition and 4,400 people a month are searching for it, by God, that's what I'm going to use for my keyword. And so now if you go on YouTube and you search how long does it take to close on a house, there I am at the top. So yay, Jay says I'm in. Awesome. Oh, you're from Utah. Right on. Go Utes. Oh, let's see. Is Easy Agent Pro an important part of this? No, I love Easy Agent Pro. They are a killer, awesome website. I do want you to have a place to drive traffic to capture leads. So for example, if you're doing a video for VA buyers and you say, so now you know everything you need to know about buying a home using your VA entitlement. Click the link below, go to my website and download my free VA buyer's guide. When they click the link, they go to your website. You want them to be able to put in their name, their phone number, and their email address in order to get your free thing. And then when you call them to follow up with them, that, in fact, the guy that said, I'm in the Coast Guard and I'm PCSing to Savannah, that's what he did. He downloaded the free buyer's guide. When I called him, we had a great conversation on the phone. And that's how that all went down. So I would love for you to have some place to capture leads, and whether that's ClickFunnels or I'm forgetting the name of it. It's a one-page thing where you just create a form. Like they go there and it's just a landing page. It's just a squeeze page. I think it's free, or maybe it's like $10 a month. It's really Jot Forms. So something like that. Or a website, any website that you use, as long as you can create a landing page and be able to capture their information. So sing us a song or a jingle. Yeah, I'm not warmed up enough for that, Stephen. I'm sorry. So, oh my God. Yeah, it's been a long, long time, folks, since I sang opera. I'll have to put a picture from the opera days up on my Facebook page now that you said that. It was fun. I loved it. But then I found out they travel like 320 days a year, and you just can't be married with children and be gone 320 days a year. Like that's just not going to happen. So, Mammoth Dwell says EAP is a solid provider. Yep. I've been with Easy Agent Pro now for 2 years. If you want to look at my site and see what it looks like, go to georgiacoasthomes.com. That's what it looks like. I find that it's got unlimited landing pages. I can make as many landing pages as I want. So if you want to sign up, you're going to go to YouTube4agents.com, YouTube, FOR agents.com. You'll be able to sign up. Right now it's listed at $149, but as of August 1st, it's going to go up to $297. So don't delay if you're thinking about it. Thank you. Oh, Trevor, lead forms. Yes, absolutely. That would be a good one too. So any sort of lead capture page is killer. You're going to deliver your video, and then at the end, you're going to have some sort of call to action. Do you want them to watch another video? Do you want them to go to your website? Do you want them to join a Facebook group? Maybe you have a community group on Facebook and you want them to do that, but you're going to ask them to do something. So thank you, Eric. I'm glad you thought it was a great presentation. Oops. So for those of you that missed it, Brian said I buffered. It's YouTube for agents. So YouTube, FOR agents.com. And as you sign up and start going through it, please feel free to give me feedback. Like I said, I want this to be good and I will revise it as I go along. I had a small group of people beta testing it for me. They gave me great feedback. I added a lot more content based on what they told me. And Ashley Journey, yay, we've been messaging through Facebook all morning. Awesome. Ashley, I'm telling you, this will change your business because here's the thing. When I started doing this, and I decided, after I got that phone call of, I feel like I know you because we've been watching all of your videos, I went on YouTube and I Googled my competition, Savannah real estate agents, Savannah realtors, realtors in Savannah using video. And all I found were listing videos. If somebody watches a video of a house and they don't like that house, do you think they're going to say, well, but I got to call that agent because her video was really, really awesome and we need her to work with us? No, of course not. You were not in the video. They didn't see your face. They didn't hear your voice. They have no rapport with you. They are looking at that house. So there was one person in Savannah and he was making really, really good videos, very consistently. But he clearly did not know anything about keyword research because as of yesterday, he has 4 subscribers to his channel and his average view count is like 12. So he's making great content, but if nobody knows it's there, it's not going to bring you business. So you can do it in a way that's strategic. You will start attracting people to you. And then, like I'm telling you, I had a closing on Tuesday. I have a closing tomorrow. Both of them found me on YouTube. I'm looking at my whiteboard right now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that are pending. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them found me on YouTube. I have so many buyers right now, I can't even count them all. And of the listings I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have like 5 listings that are active, pending, and coming soon. I tend to get a lot more buyer leads than listings, but I do get listings from YouTube. Of the 5, I think 3 of them are from YouTube. So I'm getting probably 75% of my business from YouTube, which is awesome because that means I'm not calling FSBOs. I'm not calling expireds. I'm kind of an introvert. I don't think you would guess that. Look at me right now. But when I go to Inman, I guarantee you, I'm going to be that person standing in the ballroom like, oh my God, I can't just go up to people and introduce myself. I have to wait for them to talk to me first. That's just my personality. Walking up and saying, hey, how are you? My name is Karen. That does not come naturally to me. It is very, very uncomfortable. I don't enjoy doing it at all. When I go to these sort of networking events, I just pray that someone will come up and talk to me first. And so that's the beauty of YouTube is you make the video. You're not doing it live. If it doesn't go well, then fine. You just start over again and you do it until you feel comfortable and you're happy with it. And then when you put it out there, you move on to your next video. People start finding them when they call you. That first phone call that you get or email or Facebook message or whatever it is will freaking make your day. The come list me phone call I got, I remember it so clearly. We were in the car on the way home from Disney World. We had gone there for fall vacation last September. My husband was driving. I was in the passenger seat. I answered the phone. I put it on mute. And I was like, yes. And he said, oh my God, what is the matter with you? And I'm like, he found me on YouTube. And then I had the rest of the conversation. And when I hung up from that call, I was on cloud 9 for like the rest of the drive back to Savannah. So do you have any tips for getting to the first 100 subscribers? I did not make that a module, but that would be a really good suggestion. HSS Florida. Thank you. I'm going to write that down and that would be a good module to add. So I will put that in there. Do you take PayPal? No, the format of this online course is Thinkific and they use Stripe I think it's called Stripe. I don't know how it works. I just use their platform. So you'll just have to, I think they take credit cards. So I think you'll just have to pay for it however it says to do it. Jay, yes, I'm using Thinkific. That's what it's called. And thank you, Christina Smallhorn. Yay, you are the best. I love it. This is Eric. Do you think it'll work for small town resort area? I totally do, because Savannah is an area where we are a beachy town, and a lot of people buy second homes here, or they move here once they're tired of shoveling snow. We have a ton of people that are moving here from up north, or they just want to buy vacation homes out by the beach. And so I think it would be brilliant for marketing to that. You just need to figure out, what do people Google when they're trying to find out about buying in your area? And once you do your keyword research and you can figure those things out, that's going to help a ton. And I'll tell you in the course exactly how to do that. So what am I recording with today? You probably missed the first 5 minutes of my rant while I was stalling until 2 p.m. I'm doing it live on YouTube. Christina Smallhorn, your real estate whisperer, who is killing it with YouTube, by the way, in Ascension Parish in Louisiana, was kind enough to try to help me get it going. I wanted to use OBS and do a screen share, and for whatever reason, my computer hates my guts today, so that was not happening. So all I did was go to YouTube and hit the button that says go live. Hence the reason for my lack of screen presentation, is just talking head like as usual. So if we sign up, do we get updates with the modules? Yes, you can log in anytime you want. And if you log in one day and something has changed, great. If I make like a major modification, I'll probably send an email out to the whole group and said, hey, I just re-recorded modules 8 and 9. And then you'll be able to see those. So, and as I learn more stuff, I will gladly share it with you guys too. So I'm always trying to make my YouTube channel as good as I can. And the more I do and then learn what's working, I'm happy to share that in the course, because that's why you guys are signing up for it, right? So yay, people just signed up. I'm excited. Yes, this is the webcam on my MacBook Pro. I wish I could show you my setup, but I'll probably screw everything up. But okay, so that is my tripod, and that little attachment on the top is for holding my iPad. I like to film with my iPad. Just like that, because the iPad is big and I can see it from across the room, because, you know, hence the reading glasses. You can absolutely do it with your phone. I just choose to use my iPad because I'm at home. I can see it easier. At the beginning, I was using a teleprompter app. So the teleprompter app runs down the edge of the iPad right next to the camera lens. So you're reading it, but you're looking right next to the lens. So it looks like you're looking at the camera. It doesn't look like you're reading. But after I did it, you know, for a month or two, I kind of got into a rhythm, and then I didn't need to use the teleprompter app anymore. But now all of my videos are on the iPad. They're not taking up space on my phone, but you can use whatever you like. Thank you, everybody. That's the end of my presentation. If you want to sign off, that's awesome. I'm just going to go through and see if I have any more questions that people want me to answer. I'd be happy to do that. Let's see. So yeah. Look at all the people are signing up. Oh my God, you guys are just making me so happy, because when I first started talking about this, I did a video. When was it? I think it was probably like in January or February. I had just gotten back from Inman, New York, where I was an attendee. I was not on stage. And they were all about video. Like everything was about video. And I was there working in the booth for the Savvy Homes portal, which is the platform that I use for 360-degree videos. And like everybody, every person that had a booth in the, what's it called? Like the trade show part where vendors are showing off their services, that like 90% of them were video. Like we knew it was all about video. So when I got back and I made my weekly video, I said, I've had a lot of people asking me about having a YouTube channel. Would anybody be interested in this if I made a course? And everybody was like, yes, please make a course. So I started, and I had no idea how long it was going to take me, because now I'm super busy. So I was trying to fit it in whenever I had time. And my dear friend Corey is always like, do you sleep? Like, how do you have time for this? I've cut out a lot of TV, essentially, is what it is. So Do we have access to you through a Facebook group? Yes. So I made a Facebook group. It's called YouTube for Agents, Students Only. When you sign in for the course, there will be a link in there. And if for some reason you don't get the link, I'll just personally invite you by the email address that you use when you sign up. And what I want you to do is figure out which day of the week you're going to post your videos. When it goes live, you're going to post the video in the Facebook group so that we can all go watch it, like it, comment on it, share it, give each other some YouTube love. Because at the beginning, when your channel is small, you need all of the positive engagement signals you can get from YouTube in order for your channel to start showing up in the search results more. So yes, we will do that. We can give each other some constructive criticism. I don't want people in there that are going to be like, that video sucked. You need to give people constructive criticism and encouragement, because let's face it, we're all going to suck at the beginning. Go and watch one of my early videos. Let's see, what was it called? How to increase your Zestimate. That's a beautiful one. I made that video thinking that it would be targeted to for sale by owners. They're thinking, okay, how hard can it be to sell my house? I'll just put it on Zillow by myself. And I did this video to show them that it's not really as easy as you think, and that hopefully they would then say, oh, you know, it's a lot harder than I thought. Maybe I should call a real estate agent, and hopefully they would call me. I was filming it in my home office when I lived in Atlanta. My office was dark brown. I had no lighting. I had no audio. I was filming it on the webcam on this exact same laptop, except being in a room that was dark, it looked like I was in a cave. It was so bad. And I was really stiff on camera because I was nervous and I didn't know where to look. I mean, it was just bad. But you know what? It still has, I don't know how many views it has, 1,000 views. So even if the quality of your video is not that great, as long as the information you're putting out there is good and you're being genuine and sincere and you're trying to be helpful and you're not being real salesy, people tend to respond to it. So I've never had anyone come back and say, wow, that's like the suckiest video I've ever seen. I'm sure they were thinking it, but nobody was mean enough to say it. Thank goodness. What else? Thank you, Darlene. Yes. So I've talked to a lot of you guys through Facebook Instant Messenger, either through my personal profile or through my business page. When people ask me questions, I'm happy to tell them what I'm doing. So yes, I will have that Facebook group where we can all encourage each other. And then if you ask questions in there, I will certainly come in and answer as well. And then as all of you guys start to become experts too, maybe eventually 6 months down the road, some people would like to be admins as well. And we could have like a little group of moderators. That'd be super cool. So yeah, you're signing up. Robin! Oh, so Robin Jaricki was in my office back when I was in Fairfield. Robin, at the very beginning, I don't know if you were on, I was telling the story of how I was the REO listing queen, that if there was a shitty listing in Fairfield, it was mine. And my phone used to ring constantly and people would say, God, I see your signs everywhere. So then when I moved across the country and that stopped happening, it was like, I don't know how to prospect. I don't know how to prospect for business. I have not had to smile and dial in 7 years. I had 40 signs in the dirt at the high point of the REO crash, which is kind of sad to come to think about it. But, you know, it is what it is. I had 40 on the MLS and 40 that were coming soon. I ran around like a chicken with my head cut off for several years straight because I didn't have a team. I didn't have an assistant. I finally hired somebody to do all of my accounts payable and pay the damn bills for me. But it was tough. And Robin and a bunch of other agents in my office would co-list these properties with me because like I would literally spend all day long in the car going from house to house to house to house to house, making sure nobody had stolen the copper pipes, that the water main hadn't burst and stuff like that. It was craziness. So Robin, I think you would kill it with video. You should seriously consider it. D. Tom says, would you ever consider doing a course for new agents on how you handle new buyers and sellers? Sure, I'd be happy to. I mean, if you think that I need to do a module in the course of how I do a buyer consultation, if that'd be helpful, sure, I'll do it. I'll tell you what I do. It's not like I don't use scripts, really. I don't. I've taken all of the big classes. I've watched all the presentations, I'm not a big script person because no matter how hard I practice it, it just doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel authentic to me. And so I stopped doing it. So, I mean, when I do a buyer consultation, it's really just a conversation. And the best advice I ever got was to just keep asking them questions, find out what's important to them, find out what their motivation is. And if they feel like you care and that you really want to honestly help them, then at the end, when you say, so what do you think? Does this sound like something you want to do? You want to move forward? And when they say yes, which they always do, then you say, well, great. This is my buyer brokerage agreement. This says in the state of Georgia, in order for me to share any confidential information with you and to show you properties where I can then advise you and negotiate for you, you have to be considered a client. So the way that I make you a client is we put it in writing. There's no charge for this. You can cancel at any time. If you decide you're going to move to Alaska instead, we just cancel the agreement. But in order for us to work together, I have to have you sign this document. And that's what my broker says. And nobody says no. That works for me. So cool. All right. Yeah. If you want me to make that module and put it in, I certainly will. I mean, it's not really related to YouTube, but I will. So no one is doing video in Utah County. You know what, Jay? I bet you're right. So Dustin Brome is huge in Salt Lake City. I don't know how much he uses YouTube. And let me give a shout out to Dustin Brome because Dustin is also an Easy Agent Pro user. He wrote a blog post called Moving to Salt Lake, 10 Reasons Why You Should. And I read it and I said, this is freaking brilliant. Do you mind if I make one about moving to Atlanta? And he said, no, go for it. So I did. It was moving to Canton because at the time I lived in this little small suburb called Canton. Moving to Canton, 10 reasons why you should. Then when I moved to Savannah, I wrote moving to Savannah, 10 reasons why you should. And it was a very in-depth blog post and I thought it was good and my personality came through, but it took me a week to write it. And then I had to go drive around and take video. And then I had to go take photos and I had to link to all these different things. And in order for it to be a really good blog post, it literally took me a week of probably working on it half an hour to an hour a day. But it takes me 15 minutes to make a video. It takes no time to record the video and then maybe an hour or two to do some editing. And you get just as much visibility on YouTube, if not more. So that now what I do is I record the video. I can't believe you're all still here watching, so I'll just keep talking. Now I record the video and then I have it transcribed. You can either do that through rev.com, rev.com. They charge $1 a minute. Or you can have your assistant do it, or you can do it through Temi, which is Temi, I believe, Temi.com. Rev.com is a real live person typing. Temi.com is automated. So Temi has a lot more mistakes, but it's 10 cents a minute. So a 10-minute video costs you $1. So you have the video transcribed, go in and fix any mistakes that there are, if they spell your name wrong or whatever, copy it, go over to your website, create a new blog post, paste it, put the links in. So whenever you're talking about, buying a house in Savannah, you put a hyperlink and you link that to the search page on your website with the IDX link. You embed the video itself in there and you use the exact same keyword in the blog post as you do in the video. So now you're getting twice the love from Google because you're getting found by the blog, you're getting found by the YouTube video. Below the video, you link to the blog, and in the blog, you link to the video. I mean, you're just getting all the Google love because you're driving traffic both ways. So yes, I think that if nobody in your market is doing it, and when I got here, like I said, one person in Savannah was doing it, but nobody knew he was doing it. So I thought, I'll be able to really make a dent in this. And now, I don't think that I'm bragging by saying that I'm kind of known as being the video queen in the Savannah area, not just in my own brokerage's office, but all of the other real estate agents that I'm friends with on Facebook. I went to, it's called the Sales and Marketing Council. It's if you're a member of the Home Builders Association. So if you sell a house that's a new construction, you can join this thing and they have monthly meetings. So I go to the SMC Council and I start talking to this girl and she's like, oh, you're the YouTube chick. I had no idea who she was, but she knew who I was. And I've lived in Savannah for 13 months. Like June 1st, 2017 was my first day in my new office. So it doesn't take long for you to dominate your market when you don't have a lot of competition. I miss you too, Robin. You're awesome too. Yeah, I follow him too. He got me on with EAP. Right on. Love me some EAP. It takes an hour to get 30 seconds of video. Not really. It takes me 15 minutes to get 5 minutes of video. I do a lot of, oh God, okay, start over. Or, hey, I'm Karen Carr with blah, blah, blah. Okay, start again. Hey everyone, I'm Karen Carr, Realtor in Savannah, Georgia. Oh, crap. Hey everyone, I'm Karen Carr, a Realtor in Savannah, Georgia. And so I just know that keep going until you get the right one and then move on to your next segment. And that way, when you're editing, you just start backwards and you work this way instead of starting at the front and working this way. Start at the end because your last take is always the best one, and then delete everything that came before it. So it honestly takes me maybe 15 minutes to record a video to end up with 5 minutes of finished footage. So the video that I'm posting next Monday is almost 10 minutes long. God, I talked a lot. I tried not to, but I just couldn't get it less than 10 minutes. So it is what it is. It's going to be a 10-minute long video, but there's a lot of good information in it. So Stuart, when you say that's me, so you just mess up a lot and you just keep going over and over again. You know what? Nobody is perfect. And let me take a drink. Here's my cool thing that I learned. You're going to figure out what the format of your video should be. So for any of you that have seen my videos, it's the same format every single time. It's the hook, the intro, the subject matter, the wrap up with a call to action. So my hook is, are you looking to buy a home with your VA entitlement? Well, that's what we're talking about today, and we are starting right now. I say the same thing every week, only next time it might be, are you thinking of staging your home because you're getting it ready to put on the market? Well, that's what we're talking about today, and we are starting right now. So all I'm doing is just changing the title of the video, essentially. Then my little animated intro rolls. And then I say, hey, I'm Karen Carr. I tell them where I am, the name of my brokerage. I say, if you're new here, consider subscribing, because I talk about a lot of really cool stuff and you don't want to be left out. Then you talk about the actual subject of today's video. So you're thinking of buying a house with your VA entitlement. Well, who's eligible for a VA loan? And then you tell a few things. What do you need? Well, you need no money down. Okay, so does that mean I'm buying a house with $0 out of pocket? Well, no, there are still closing costs. We can ask the seller to pay your closing costs. What about a home inspection? You're going to pay for that? So you should plan on having this much money to buy a house. But if we can get the seller to cover your closing costs, so much the better. You get to keep that money. And then maybe you tell a couple of anecdotes. I just recently closed on a deal where my buyer got a refund at closing. He put $1,000 down for his earnest money. And at the transaction, he got a check for $250 back. So he ended up buying this house for $750 out of pocket. Then you wrap it up. So now you know how to buy a house with your VA loan. But do you know everything there is to know about whatever? Click here, go to my website, download my free guide. So because you're saying the same thing every single week, the hook, the intro, and the wrap up, you get into a groove. And now the only thing that you're doing different each week is the actual topic of the video. And that makes it really easy. So now I don't use a script anymore. I used to have a script. First I had a teleprompter and I read the whole thing verbatim. Then I just wrote an outline and I would look at my piece of paper and say, hey everyone, I'm Karen Carr. Today we're talking about blah, blah, blah. And then I would just cut out the part where I did this and I was looking at my paper. Now I don't even need to do that. I have made a video every single Monday for the past year. There was only one day that I missed, and that was because we had a hurricane and we had to evacuate. And if I had been smart, I would have had a video already queued up and ready to go. And all I would have had to do was, go to West Virginia and then log onto my computer and hit publish on Monday. But I didn't do that because I was still new to the game. So now I know better. So what was the website again? Temi. Yep, TEMI.com is 10 cents a minute. Rev.com, REV.com is $1 a minute. Rev owns Temi. So you just decide, do I want a real live human being to do it for me, or do I want Temi to do it for me? Or YouTube will do it for you as well. So when I make my video, I upload it to YouTube. I choose my tags. I write the description down below. I put my custom thumbnail. I get everything all ready. And I usually do this like on Saturday or Sunday because I publish on Monday. Why Monday? I picked that day out of thin air. Honestly, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Don't publish on Monday because I'm telling you that's a great day to do it. It was because Thursday was going to be the day that I would record, because Thursday is the least likely day of the week for me to have a meeting in the morning. I don't know why, but like we never have any meetings on Thursdays. So I figured, okay, if I record on Thursday morning, the kids go off to school, I record my video, then I've got the rest of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to get it all tweaked and taken care of. And then I publish it first thing Monday morning. That's my schedule. Again, there's been no research done as to whether that's a good day of the week. I think you just publish whenever it's convenient for you. So if I upload it on Saturday or Sunday, you will then log into YouTube after, I don't know how long it takes, an hour, 2 hours maybe, and see that they made transcription for you. Their transcription sucks. They still spell my name wrong every single time. Every time, Karen. I've been doing this for a year. They still can't spell my name right. They have no punctuation. There are no periods. There are no commas. Nothing is capitalized. It's terrible. So I go into the one that they've already made and I edit it. And it takes me 15, 20 minutes, depending on how long the video was. And then when I'm all done, I download it. Now, you don't have to do that if you just want to have Temi.com do it for you or Rev.com do it for you. Yeah, it'll cost you $1 or $2, but it saves you some time. For me, it was like, for 15 minutes, I can do it myself. It doesn't take that long. Do you edit or do you outsource? Editing is a lot of work. You are not lying. Noir. I hope I'm saying your name right. Yeah, editing. So I edited my movies for the first 11 months. And then I found somebody on Fiverr to do it for me. So now I pay $10 a week and I have somebody on Fiverr do it for me. And here's how I did it. I went on to Fiverr and I put out a request and I said, I make a video every week. They're roughly 5 to 10 minutes long. They have the same intro, the same logo, the same outro, the same graphics every single time. I am looking for one person that will edit every video for me. I want you to come back to me with a quote, tell me how much you would charge, and give me an example of your work. And so I was floored with like how many responses I got. And they went from $5 to like $85 per video. So I just looked at everybody's proposal and I looked at their examples of their work. And the person I picked charges I think Fiverr went up now. It's like, instead of $10, it's $11. So she charges $11. And that's it. So I send her my video usually on Thursday. I record it on Thursday. I send her the raw footage. I usually have to upload it to Dropbox because it's a really big file size. I place my order on Fiverr and then I say, here's the link to the Dropbox folder. Go get all the stuff. But she already has my animated logo, my intro, my outro. She has all that stuff already. So I don't have to send it every week. And for me, holy crap, that's the best use of $44 ever, because it literally freed up probably 2 to 3 hours of time a week. So that's a lot of time. And to get that for $11 a piece is great. Jill Crumpler, you're here. So I want to give a shout out to Jill. She works in my office. She started doing video after I taught this exact class at our market center, I don't know, 6 months ago. And she's killing it with YouTube. And I can't wait to hear when she starts telling me, guess what? I started getting leads, because it's exciting. When they start calling you, it's pretty awesome. Anything else? I think I have answered everybody's questions. So I feel like I just got a winning lottery ticket in having found you. Oh, that makes me feel so good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Whoever Lockett Realty Advisors is. When CoverGirl Outlast Makeup came out, the lipstick, God, when was that? That was like, oh God, I'm showing my age. I think it was probably around the year 2000, 2001. I told everybody I knew, I could put this lipstick on. I could drink coffee all day long. I go to bed with it. Tomorrow I wake up, I still have lipstick on. I'm just that personality that when I find something that works, I want to tell everybody. And because not many people like door knocking and cold calling and calling FSBOs and expireds and passing out 100 business cards a week. I was talking with somebody, I can't remember who it was, when I took BOLD last year, which is the Keller Williams course. One of the days they wanted you to go out in public and pass out your card. So I went to the mall in Woodstock, Georgia. It was the outdoor, like the outlet stores. The very first person I passed my business card out to was like the manager of the mall, and she escorted me off of the premises. So I was completely humiliated, and that just cemented my loathing of spamming people with my stuff. Like, I don't want to do that. Accountants don't call people and say, who do you know that needs a tax advisor? Like, they don't do that. Why do real estate agents feel the need to do it? If you do it and it works for you and you get listings from it, more power to you. I think that's awesome. I am just not that person. I'm not. I would so much rather do a great video about here's how to make your house look showroom ready so it will compete with new construction. And then when they call me and say, I've been watching all your videos, they're so helpful. Thank you very much. We just found out that we're being transferred to New York. We got to get our house on the market ASAP. You know, when can you come over? And they're like, fabulous. Where do we sign? Like, and they don't even push back on commission either, because they already have decided to work with you. So unless you said I charge 12% commission, they don't argue. Like, it's not even a factor, because they've already convinced themselves that you are the person for them. So I'm so glad that you guys are here and that you're excited about learning this. And yay, another person just signed up. Oh, you are able to pay with PayPal. Right on. Thank you. Hello, Lake Houston, because I did not know that. I've never signed up for it, so I don't know how it works. So let me see. There's an arrow pointing down. Oh gosh, there are more. Angela Lockett in Missouri. Hey. Thank you. All right. Oh, Philip, that's Savannah Real Estate Guy. Right on. So thank you all very much. I guess that's everything that I needed to talk about. I will see you on the inside of the course and in the Facebook group. And if you have a friend in real estate that you think would be benefited by this, feel free to share that link with them. Maybe not if they're in your office, though. Just saying. All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in.